Hey Yankees fans, welcome to Yankees Rumors and News, your go-to spot for the latest buzz and updates about our team. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a scoop. If you are a Yankees fan right now, this offseason feels like one long, slow exhale that never quite turns into relief. Because it has been literal months since the New York Yankees made anything resembling a major move, and the frustration has gone from background noise to a full-blown roar. We are talking about a fan base that has been waiting since July for a real signal of ambition. A real indication that the front office understands both the urgency of the moment and the expectations that come with wearing pinstripes. Instead, what we have gotten is silence, cautious rumors, and the occasional whisper that somehow manages to disappoint more than it excites, even with the ongoing talks surrounding Cody Bellinger, which have dragged on so long that they have started to feel like a rerun nobody asked for. There is no escaping the sense that this team has stood still. While the rest of the league keeps moving forward, Bellinger alone does not keep the engine running. And the truth that some fans are now saying out loud is that the 27-time world champions would survive just fine without him if it meant reallocating resources towards something bolder and more decisive. What makes this sting even more is the repeated pattern of watching premium free agents slip through the Yankees' fingers, one after another, as if inevitability has replaced aggression as the guiding philosophy. There is a very real scenario where the Yankees enter the 2026 season with a roster that is worse than the one they finished the previous year with, and that idea alone would have sounded absurd not that long ago. Yet here we are, staring down that possibility, wondering how an organization with this much history, revenue, and global recognition can find itself hesitating at precisely the moments when conviction is required. This is the context in which Yankees insider Stanzo stepped in and voiced what so many fans have been screaming into the void, laying out in plain language where the offseason has gone wrong and why the frustration feels so justified. Stanzo did not sugarcoat it, and honestly, that is what made his comments resonate so strongly when he said that if you give a free agent a fair offer, you should prepare to finish in third place for that free agent. It landed like a punch to the gut because it felt painfully accurate. The market for elite talent does not reward comfort or restraint, and the Yankees, of all teams, should understand that better than anyone. To land the most coveted players in the sport, you have to be willing to get uncomfortable, to stretch beyond what feels safe, and to accept that overpaying is sometimes the cost of securing greatness. Stanzo pointed out something else that should not be controversial, but somehow feels revolutionary in this current climate, which is that when you look at the end of the season, when the lights are brightest and the pressure is suffocating, the players who rise to the moment are the superstars, the Otanis, the Vladdies, the Judges, the guys who tilt the field in October and define championships. What makes this even more infuriating for Yankees fans is the long list of missed opportunities that now reads like an alternate history of what could have been. Stanzo reminded everyone that the Yankees did not truly go for Bryce Harper or Manny Machado, that they did not land Corey Seager, that they passed on Freddie Freeman, and that they tried and failed with Juan Soto. These are not role players or marginal upgrades. These are franchise-defining talents. And it is not very often that players of this caliber become available in their 20s. When those windows open and you hesitate, you do not just lose the player, you lose momentum, credibility, and the faith of a fan base that expects more than cautious optimism. That frustration only deepened when Stanzo raised the question that has been floating quietly, but insistently among fans and analysts alike, which is why it makes no sense that the Yankees are not even entertaining the idea of Kyle Tucker. This is where the conversation starts to feel particularly damning, because once the Yankees were finally linked to Bo Bichette, it opened the floodgates of imagination. Fans could not help but wonder what other names might have been connected to the Bronx all this time. If the front office had shown even a hint of genuine aggression, Tucker, who spent the majority of his career in Houston before moving on to Chicago, is coming off a solid all-around season and represents exactly the kind of outfield asset that could reshape this roster in meaningful ways. The logic is not complicated. If Bellinger and the Yankees ultimately decide to go their separate ways, Tucker becomes an even more obvious fit, and even if Bellinger does return, the idea that the Yankees could still pivot, trade him, and acknowledge that Tucker might have been the better option all along is not far-fetched. What feels far-fetched is the apparent unwillingness to even explore these avenues with urgency and creativity. This is not about one player. It is about a pattern of hesitation that has defined this offseason and left fans wondering if the organization still understands how to operate at the top of the market, and then, almost as if to underline the disconnect between expectation and reality, the Yankees made a move that technically qualifies as activity but does little to quiet the noise. As we sit roughly a month and a half away from pitchers and catchers reporting to Tampa, the news breaks that the Yankees have signed veteran infielder Paul DeJong to a minor league deal. With a non-roster invitation to camp, on paper, there is nothing inherently wrong with this type of move. DeJong is a 9-year big leaguer, a name many fans recognize, and depth is never a bad thing, but context matters. And in the context of an off-season defined by inaction, this signing felt less like progress and more like a reminder of how low the bar has dropped. DeJong's recent performance does little to inspire confidence. After signing a 1-year deal with Washington in 2025, likely with the hope that he could be flipped at the trade deadline, he simply was not productive enough to justify that plan. His numbers took a noticeable step back. And while he did show some power against left-handed pitching, and retains the ability to cover all 4 infield positions, this is the definition of insurance, not ambition, for the Yankees' sake. You can see the logic of having him as depth behind utility options, a safety net in case of injuries during camp. But no one is pretending this is the kind of move that shifts the balance of power. In the American League, that is really what this entire offseason has come down to. The gap between what the Yankees need and what they have been willing to do. Signing DeJong and similar players might make sense in a vacuum, but when paired with months of missed opportunities and conservative decision-making, it feels hollow. Fans are not asking for recklessness for the sake of it. They are asking for conviction, for a front office that recognizes that playing it safe in a league driven by stars is often the riskiest move of all. As things stand, the Yankees are running out of time to change the narrative, and every quiet week only amplifies the sense that this offseason, frustrating as it has been, might end up defining the direction of the franchise for years to come. If you're enjoying the updates, drop a like and let us know in the comments your thoughts on this rumor. Stop everything. There are whispers in the baseball world that could shake the foundations of Major League Baseball itself, and if these rumors are true, the landscape of the sport is about to be rewritten in ways we haven't seen in decades. Imagine walking into Yankee Stadium, feeling the electricity in the air, and seeing Fernando Tatis Jr. donning the iconic pinstripes, stepping up to the plate, ready to electrify one of the most storied franchises in all of sports. It sounds like a dream scenario for any baseball fan, but insiders suggest that this may not be just wishful thinking. The speculation surrounding Tatis Jr. has been intensifying, with sources close to the front offices of multiple teams hinting that the Yankees are positioning themselves for a blockbuster acquisition that could redefine their lineup for years to come. The chatter isn't coming from casual observers or anonymous social media posts. It is coming from individuals deeply embedded in the sport, people who understand the subtle negotiations, the behind-the-scenes maneuvering, and the financial gymnastics that accompany moves of this magnitude. The very idea of Tatis Jr. in New York is sending shockwaves through both fan bases and analysts alike, prompting heated debates about the Yankees' strategy, their willingness to gamble on young, high-potential talent, and their desire to build a team capable of immediate contention while securing the long-term future. The speculation around this potential acquisition hinges not only on the talent Tatis Jr. brings, but also on the financial and strategic calculus of the Yankees' front office. The organization has long been known for making bold moves, and the possibility of adding one of the most electrifying young talents in baseball history aligns perfectly with their philosophy of combining proven veterans with dynamic, game-changing stars. Tatis Jr. is more than just a power hitter or a flashy defensive shortstop. He is a generational talent, a player whose presence on the field can alter the outcome of a game in a single swing, a single play, a single moment. Rumors suggest that the Yankees are exploring creative trade scenarios, potential contract structures, and even unconventional incentives to entice a move that, if completed, would immediately make headlines worldwide. Some insiders speculate that discussions have included multiplayer trades, significant financial commitments, and even considerations of how to structure the roster to accommodate a player of Tatis Jr.'s caliber without destabilizing team chemistry. The mere idea of such a move has already sparked intense analysis among sports commentators, social media personalities, and fan forums, with debates raging about whether the Yankees have the right pieces to make this happen, and what it would mean for the balance of power in Major League Baseball. Adding to the intrigue is the timing of the speculation. There are suggestions that discussions are already underway in secret, with preliminary calls and exploratory talks taking place behind closed doors, away from the prying eyes of the media and the public. It is the kind of high-stakes negotiation that could define a career for both the player and the organization, a delicate dance of strategy, timing, and risk management. Imagine the scenario. Tatis Jr., widely regarded as one of the most electrifying and marketable athletes in the sport, stepping onto the field at Yankee Stadium, instantly transforming the team's lineup and providing a level of excitement that could energize a franchise hungry for dominance. This is not merely about adding a superstar, it is about signaling intent, about declaring to the rest of the league that the Yankees are not content to simply compete. They intend to reshape the narrative of baseball for the foreseeable future. Rumors indicate that if this move were to happen, it could trigger a domino effect across the league, prompting rival teams to consider their own strategies, trades, and roster adjustments in response to the seismic shift that Fernando Tatis Jr. in New York would represent. The potential implications extend beyond the field. Tatis Jr. is not just a baseball player, he is a cultural phenomenon, a figure whose personality, charisma, and skill set attract attention far beyond the traditional fan base. His presence in the Bronx could revitalize ticket sales, merchandise, and national broadcasts, elevating the Yankees' brand in ways that go beyond wins and losses. Speculation suggests that both parties are acutely aware of the mutual benefits. Tatis Jr. could gain the platform of one of the world's most visible sports franchises, while the Yankees could harness his energy, talent, and marketability to generate revenue and excitement unlike anything in recent memory. Analysts are already projecting scenarios in which his arrival would shift the dynamic of the division, influence playoff races, and perhaps even redefine the standards for what it means to construct a modern baseball roster. Of course, with such high-profile speculation comes inevitable skepticism. Questions abound regarding contract demands, potential injuries, long-term fit, and the willingness of all parties to commit to a deal of unprecedented scope. Yet the persistent rumor mill, fueled by insiders and those close to the decision-makers, continues to whisper that this is not simply a pipe dream, but a calculated move that the Yankees are seriously exploring. Consider, for a moment, the tactical implications on the field. Tatis Jr. brings a rare combination of speed, power, and defensive prowess that can alter every facet of a game. In the shortstop position, he represents a potential upgrade in range and impact, someone capable of changing the momentum of a contest with a single highlight reel play. Offensively, his presence would force opposing pitchers to adjust their approach, shifting strategies across the entire league. Speculation suggests that the Yankees are not only considering how he fits into their current roster, but also how his presence might influence the development of younger players, create matchup advantages, and even redefine their approach to the postseason. Every move in baseball has a ripple effect, and acquiring a player of Tatis Jr.'s stature is like dropping a massive stone into the middle of a still lake. The waves will extend far beyond the immediate splash. Off the field, the whispers take on an almost cinematic quality. Imagine meetings behind closed doors, agents negotiating terms, executives strategizing over multiple drafts and minor league prospects, each party carefully calibrating their moves to maximize leverage and minimize risk. The rumor mill hints at discussions that are highly confidential, shrouded in secrecy, with only the closest insiders aware of the evolving landscape. There are even suggestions that the Yankees could be contemplating a bold financial structure to accommodate Tatis Jr.'s salary expectations, while maintaining flexibility elsewhere on the roster. These are not trivial considerations. They reflect a willingness to think outside the box, to take calculated risks, and to pursue a vision of dominance that has been part of the Yankees' identity for over a century. Fans are already imagining the potential lineup, the home run celebrations, the highlight reels, and the dramatic storylines that would unfold if this speculation comes to fruition. The excitement is palpable, even as the details remain elusive, feeding an almost cinematic anticipation of what might be one of the most sensational moves in recent baseball history. Of course, there are also skeptics, and their voices add to the drama. Some question whether a move of this magnitude is feasible given the financial constraints, the depth of the Yankees' current roster, and the potential impact on team dynamics. Others point to the inherent risks associated with a young superstar. Injuries, plate discipline, and consistency are all factors that could influence the success of such a high-profile acquisition. Yet the very existence of these discussions, even in speculative form, signals the ambition of the Yankees front office and the allure of Tatis Jr. as a transformative talent. The speculation alone has already sparked a frenzy among fans, analysts, and media outlets, creating a narrative that continues to grow with each passing day. Conversations around the league are inevitably shifting as executives, managers, and scouts consider how this potential move could reshape their own strategies, trade possibilities, and long-term planning. And so, the rumor persists: Fernando Tatis Jr., the electrifying superstar whose every at-bat seems to carry the weight of history, may be on the brink of joining the New York Yankees. The implications are staggering, the potential drama unparalleled, and the excitement among fans is palpable. Whether this becomes reality or remains a tantalizing what-if, the fact that such speculation exists is a testament to the shifting dynamics of modern baseball, where generational talent can ignite entire franchises, reshape narratives, and inspire endless debate. The world is watching, and every insider whisper, every market move, and every strategic calculation is now magnified, feeding a rumor that, if it comes true, will undoubtedly go down as one of the most extraordinary chapters in baseball history. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you stay up to date with every Yankees rumor and news. See you in the next video.